Okay, this is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And what you were hearing is I'm trying to tune a station. And this is a case where I was looking for information about shortwave on the internet for my show. And I did this the other day, and I still had this page up. So one of the places I went to was this one here, which is the Shortwave Radio Wiki, one of many. And I was looking for a listing of the frequencies for the international broadcast bands. And that's what I searched on. This is where it brought me. This is a pretty good wiki. Now, as far as how accurate the information is, I have no idea. But it gives you a complete history of shortwave radio, the types of modulation, the frequency allocations, which I'll come down here, which is what I was looking for. Talks about amateur radio, propagation, how things are affected by weather. And down here was the table I was looking for. And then this morning I went on beyond that, and I just started seeing, there's a lot of good stuff here. What do we have down here? So I came down here and I passed it. Okay, here it is. List of American shortwave broadcasters. Shortwave broadcasters now. So I thought, it'd be interesting because I'm always looking for stations that are not too far away so I can verify my radio's working. And of course I often get some of the broadcasts out of Nashville, Tennessee, out of Okeechobee in Florida. Get some of those, but I'm looking for something a little further away. So I clicked on this, and here it gives, among other things, and I've already been here, so it goes down to the bottom where I was. So here's another wiki on shortwave broadcasting in the United States. I love the internet. My two daughters were here this weekend, and every time we started talking about something and we didn't know, one of them grabbed their cell phone and looked it up on the internet. But of course, you always got to treat anything you get off the internet with a grain of salt. So it's not 100% gospel. So I came down here and I was looking for, here, look at this. I didn't notice this before. Preacher and religious broadcasters. There's, Dr. Gene Scott is deceased. Somebody told me that the other day that he was deceased. And Melissa Scott, I guess his daughter, replaced Gene Scott. I didn't know that. And then here, of course, is Brother Stair, which Brother Stair, for me, is a great test station because I can usually find him. And if I can't find him, I know something's wrong with my radios. So anyway, I'm just babbling here, but I'm trying to give you some useful information here. So we come down here. Now here's the list of supposedly privately owned U.S. broadcasters on shortwave and their location. And then down here below that are some defunct broadcasters gone, Ooh, that list is kind of long. So I'm looking through this list for location. And I'm looking for, the second one down here is Anchor Point, Alaska. That would be ideal. Now, some of these other ones, they're maybe a little too far away from me or too close. Now, here's WRMI, which is in Okeechobee, Florida, which I can only get pretty good. Here's WWCR, Nashville, Tennessee, which the preacher man is usually on him. He's a good source of verifying whether my radios are working, my antennas are working. So let's go try this one up here. And I'm not really interested so much in the content as I am the station. So let's go to KNLS. I never heard of these stations, some of these stations. And I'm not positive they're still on the air. But what you heard when I started this show is the frequency that this station should be on. I could hear something there, but it may be another station. For instance, I'm going to divert here for a second. Here's the short-wave.info website that gives you schedules in a nice graphical format and a table format. So I put in the frequency that the other website told me that this station is on, which is 9680. And this is what I got. I don't see anything about Alaska. So he's not on the international, this station I'm talking about is not on the international broadcast station list. So that's what I'm trying to point out is there's a lot of shortwave stations out there nobody knows about. Now, whether this one is still on the air or not, I'm not sure. That's going to be my new quest to see if I can hear this station. So here is the website of KNLS, or the WiKi website. So I come down here, and apparently they broadcast in Chinese, Russian, and English. So I'm going to pick the English website because I don't speak Mandarin and I don't speak Russian. But apparently this is all coming out of the same location up in Anchor Point, Alaska. So here's their website. And then here is their schedule, broadcasting schedule, and today's English broadcast. That's actually a recording. So I can listen to that recording and determine if that's what I'm hearing on my radio. So let's go back to the schedule. Here's the schedule. So here is, they apparently have two transmitters, TX1, TX2. Here's the time that they're broadcasting in, the language and the frequencies. So I was trying, because right now it's 11:32 UTC. So I'm looking at the time right here. So I tried this 9.680. It should be in Russian. Okay. Well, what I was hearing was not Russian. So what I need to do is wait until 1400 and look at and listen to 9.615 and see if, now the azimuth direction that they're sending their signal is 270. So that's away from me. So that's not good. Yeah, see, most of these broadcasts are not in my direction. So this could be a complication. It doesn't mean that I won't get it. It just means the way they built their antennas and everything are so that the signal goes 285 or 300 or 270. Again, going to Russia and China. So that's where these broadcasts are slated for. So this may not be a good choice. Like here, this is Madagascar World Voice, which I think is one of their programs. And it said it was scheduled, whoa. Oh, started October 30th, 2016 and onward. So let me look down here and see if anything. Okay, South America might be okay for me. So let me look at South America. It's in Spanish. I wouldn't be able to understand it, but I could recognize it. And it's at 7.390. And it starts at 0200 UTC. So that's going to be 200. That's going to be late at night for me here in Clearwater, Florida. So my point is, this is just another way that you can find interesting from the standpoint of hearing them, not necessarily the content, sometimes the content, stations. So let me go back a little further and choose another station. The Planet, now I've heard that one. That's WBCQ. Don't hear it very often. That's out of Maine in the United States. So I've heard this one, but I don't think their broadcasts are like all the time. World Harvest Radio International, I've heard them. Radio Miami out of Okeechobee. I probably heard them. Oh yeah, this is WRMI. Yes, I've heard them. But as far as looking for one that's far away, that was a good one, but it appears that their signal is directed towards the west and not towards the east back where I am. Now here's Adventist World Radio in Guam. Let's just, for a second here, I gotta watch my time here because my screen recorder will burp on me if I go more than 10 minutes. Now that's talking about an FM station. I'm right now not particularly interested in FM station. So that one, although it was listed under shortwave, this is all talking about FM. So forget that. Anyway, I think I've showed you what I wanted to show you. And originally, let me go back. See if I'm all the way back now. Yes, this is where I started. I did a search originally under International Shortwave Station Frequency, something to that effect. And it brought me to Shortwave Radio, which I will copy this link up here and I'll put it down in the description. So if you want to go there, you'll have the link. So that's it. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all had a great holiday weekend. Bye-bye.